the orbiters, comes down the street. They appear to be doing a good job of that, but of course there are so many people out here in that parking lot, and they are moving, continuing down there to try and get this thing coordinated here. We're getting an instruction from the tower right now. We're going to have to switch off here just for a moment. We'll be right back.
All right, Derek Bell aboard Sky 9 there, taking care of business. And while he does that, let's bring in Kent Schock. Now, Kent, you were up bright and early this morning watching this thing from the starting point at LAX this morning.
Well, it was interesting. It got out about 20 minutes late off of airport property. So this was the Endeavor as it was inside that big United Airlines maintenance hangar on the south side of the airport. Then it moved over to the north side, things going okay. Those big blue crawlers, one of them had a malfunction, and that put things about 20 minutes late in the early going. But as Derek in Sky 9 zooms in, there are 4 of those crawlers. The crawlers don't support the shuttle. What they're supporting is that big yellow beam that runs the length of the shuttle. It attaches to the shuttle at only 3 points, just about basically where the landing gear are, the nose landing gear and the 2 main gear in the back, or the aft of the shuttle. So the blue crawlers themselves can be reconfigured in different widths and different lengths, and they all have their own little tires and rotating steering, so that they can maneuver this thing back and forth and jimmy it through some of these narrow streets that are coming, so they don't have to cut down more trees or remove any more power poles than they have to. And these tires on this thing are pretty huge, as you see the close-up shot of them, and each of them has about 150 pounds per square inch of air pressure. And there's that special frame, the yellow thing that's designed for the Endeavor to rest on. One of the interesting things is they're going to be taking those blue transporters and moving them farther apart so that the orbiter will be able to go right over the median of some of the streets when it passes through Inglewood. Really fascinating to watch. And they worked on it. They made their first 1.5 miles, Dave, from the airport to that pit stop, I think that you referred to it earlier this afternoon here on KCAL 9. At the parking lot that was just south of La Tijera and just east of Sepulveda, and then they got back on the move again. And you look at how slowly this thing is moving. Think of a small commercial jetliner. Think of something about the size of a DC-9. I know that Christine was comparing it to the size of a big bunch of elephants, but basically at about 85 tons or so, you're looking at the weight of about 50 medium-sized cars. So think of 6 full car transporters going down the freeway, all on top of these blue transporters, and it's pretty a fascinating thing to watch.
And clarify something for me, Kent, that you brought up, because you were up close to it this morning. We see the big yellow beam that you're talking about going down the center. Is there also a cross-piece yellow beam that under the wing section? Because you said it attaches in 3 points.
It does, and so think of it, this thing is a T with the top of the T underneath the wings. You're absolutely correct, and so that's where the attach points are, underneath the wings. The bottom of the T is at the nose of the orbiter.
And Kent, we understand it's got a pretty tricky